Hello, everyone. Welcome to the session that will give you a guidance and some kind of a quick tips and help on how can you build projects and experience that will take your resume to be something that you could go and proudly say that yes, I've got the skill, and yes, here is the profile for it. Now, team, there is a lot that goes within this. There is a lot of information, content, and so on. And I want to create it and build it in front of you and show it to you on a blank document. But here's going to be quickly the agenda of what we're going to do. We're going to talk about the need for projects, what we should not be doing, and how could we place the projects without a real experience. That's something which is key. All right, we're going to talk about the right thing to do. We're going to talk about how do we still overcome the challenge, and then we will talk about who is your competition, what is the clients, the market, and everyone looking from us, what are the challenges that they face, and how can you set up your plan to get going there. All right, now before I get there, team, I want to do a few quick polls to understand the audience and to also understand your perspective. Here is the first poll which talks about who you are. I want you all to take a few seconds and help me fill this up. Who you are is primarily, or who are you, is to say that at what stage of your career are you there currently? Are you at the beginning of your career? You're looking for the first job, but you're few months away? Or you already started to look for the first job, you got your profile ready, and you are waiting for the first offer letter, first job to get started. You're already in your first job, but you need to grow, or you're working for a while in the IT or the QA industry. So, team, a quick poll. I just got 50% votes. We have over 100 and plus so few participants out here. I want everyone to take a few seconds and just fill up this, please. This will give us an edge on who the audience is and why this session may really help you out. I've got about 81% votes in, team. I'm going to give a few more seconds and then close this. All right, 85% votes. Great. Thank you so much, everyone. Close poll, 88%, almost there to 90. Okay, there you go. And now here are the results. Can you all see the results on the screen, everyone? Team, everyone, can you all see the results on the screen? Yes, great. So here it is. So most of the audience are in the beginner to IT or looking for the first job. That's about 59%. So 59% of this audience does not have the relevant experience in terms of the first job yet. And yes, I've also got a few comments saying that you do have experience, but then you have a significant gap in between, either because a lack of a work permit to perform your duties, or from a personal level, you've taken some time off, and so on. So this gives us a perspective, and it's good to see that there are also a lot of people who've been working for a few years in IT. That's 33%. That's not a small number. I, in fact, didn't expect for such a big number to really show up. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it into a doc, Google Doc out here. So that way we have access for it for later as well. So insert image, uh, choose an image to upload. We have desktop, the one which I did today. All right, perfect. So there you go. So I put the poll here so you all can understand. Now, the reason I'm trying to get this information from you, team, is it gives you a perspective not only about yourself to me, but also it gives you a perspective about others to you. What are others doing? How are they working on things and so on? Now, I want to understand this also from you, team. How many projects do you really have in hand right now? And then we will get into why we need projects and how do we go about achieving it. Do we have zero projects in hand? Do we have one, two, or more than three? This talks a lot, team, because at the end of the day, you go into the market and say, hey, you know what? I have little experience. What is little? 0, 1, 2, or what is the minimal experience that any employer will look at from you? And that becomes a very, very important decision factor on your profile, on your resume. Your CV needs to have that strength of minimum number of projects that are needed. So about 76% votes in, team. It's a very simple question, so please take few seconds, finish it, and then I can share the results with all. All right, great. So 87% votes in, close poll, share results. There you go, team. So these are the results right now. We've got about 64% who have one or less projects to showcase. And two is 20%, three plus 18%. So this was more like what I expected out of the audience, that we don't have that strength in terms of number of projects right now. Okay. So I'm gonna quickly put this also up for us to view, and this is all going to be accessible for you easily on the document that I create, and the document can be shared with you later point in time. Okay, so to cut this, get it up here, this cut. All right, so I've got the polls there. Now let's talk about the agenda, team. Let's go to the agenda, get the agenda quickly. You've all seen the results, so I'm going to hide it and start working on this. All right, so why do you need projects? What is the key requirement? Help me with the answer, team. I know why we all need projects. I'm not saying why do we need to work. That is not the question. The question is, why do we need projects on your resume? What does it do? I have a few thoughts, but I want this to come from you also. Please advise me. Give me the information that you believe. To show our skills, perfect, we need to show our skill set. Okay, showcase our skills. Next, to show experience. Yes, that when you hire someone, this particular individual has got that skill, has got that experience to perform the job, to perform the duty, and they don't need to be worried about it, right? So we need to be able to showcase. Why? What else? To gain practical experience? No, you're not having projects to gain practical experience. Why do you, okay, let me do this. Why do you need projects on your resume? That's what we're talking about, team. We're not talking about why do you need project skill um, to go with what you with your experience. We already assuming that you will have some knowledge. Now how are we trying to uh, capitalize on that? What else, team? To build a strong resume, to get a strong resume, right? We need that. So the employer feels comfortable about hiring us. Build confidence. Build confidence. Confidence is both for you, employer slash client, and you. What else, team? Attract employers. See, this is important. This is one very, very important thing, team, that has come up. Attract employees. Employees. Did I miss anything else from the list? Nope. To be unique, what you're capable of. So the employer has confidence in us, giving confidence to get call like interview. Yes, see, to get interview call. Now, what are the stages of getting a job, team? The first stage is, of course, to build a resume, right? The next stage is to publish slash distribute the resume, correct? Resume or CV, whatever you can say. Then you're looking to get interview calls. Then you're looking for an actual interview to happen. And then you're looking at an offer letter, correct? Now, This interview could be one or many interviews. So some interviews you'll have 3 levels, 4 levels, 5 rounds, you never know. So, but the point is, you start with building a resume, then you go about publishing and distributing the resume, then you get the interview calls. No one is going to just write an email to you and say, okay, come for this interview. Probably when they're doing a mass walk-in and so on, that may happen. Otherwise, you're going to get a phone call saying that, hey, I am interested in taking you to the next level, tell me something more about you. All right, that will happen to you. Let me move this into the next page. That way they're all in the one page for us. I think it's a little too big. Reduce to 125%. Okay, so I have got some inputs from each of you about what you believe, and then I have also put the stages of finding your job. So you build a resume, publish, get interview calls, and so on. Now you need projects on your resume for all of these reasons. Yet, yes, but most importantly, team, is to get to publish and get the interview calls. This is the most important thing. This is what we miss. When you have the right words, keywords on your profile, and a strong sense of projects, you get to the next level. So what am I trying to say, team? You will not go from building a resume to offer letter without going through these phases. It has to go through those phases. It is one step at a time. To get to the next step, you need a strong resume. You need a resume that when you place it on job boards, okay, job boards should be able to recognize your skills and make it search friendly. So the recruiters, HR, technical guys, the recruiting team, headhunters will go into, let's say, for example, a Dice, a Monster, a Career Builder, Indeed, Naukri.com, and so on. And they will start looking for candidates. Let us say that someone is looking today for professionals who have got mobile app testing on Android, all right, or iOS, or a combination. Or let's say they're looking for someone with a load runner skill. So what are they going to do? They're going to do the keyword search. They'll say, hey, I want load runner plus mobile app testing, and then plus they'll say Android. Now, when you put these words as part of a project, as part of your specialized technical skills and abilities section, and as part of your overall summary, your profile will come up at the top, team. That is the reason you need to have projects on your resume, and you need to be able to showcase them. That is primarily for the keywords and the search engine. Now you understand, team? This is the reason. Nothing else is more important than what this is. So it has to be search friendly, and it needs to have the right keywords into it. Got my point? What I'm trying to explain out there? I recently began a published blog post. Does that count as current project? Absolutely. You can put it as part of your additional activities that you're involved in a voluntary basis. And that's a great thing, team. In fact, it's a brilliant thing, Sharon. When you create your own blog and start publishing your articles and so on, you can talk about what the blog is. It will also increase this ability for search friendliness and getting the right keywords. All right, great. So what is it that you should not do? Yes, we require projects. Yes, we need to go and start showcasing our skill. But what is it that one should not do, team? Which is against my personal recommendations. Tell me, please. What do you think? How many projects do I need to show on resume? Mohammed will come to that exact question in a second. So what should we not do, please? Yep, there you go. The first word is don't fake. Why should you not fake, team? And this is what is very unique with me. I will keep asking that question, why, till I get to the root cause. Okay. Don't fake. Why you should not fake, team? Anyone? Ethical? Yes, right. But how about your comfort level? When you fake, you're lying, and one lie leads to the other. A wise gentleman once told me that, listen, lying is not all that bad. It's a great way to escape things. But if you want to lie, you have to have a very, very good memory, because it's very tough to remember a lie. And it's very tough to keep that consistent and keep going over and over and living with it. All right. So you have to be an amazingly intellectual person with the ability and mind of an elephant to be able to remember exactly what you told, take the same story and replicate it everywhere. Now, if you are someone of that caliber, why do you even need to lie about a profile? Right? You cannot get there. So your comfort level is going to be very low, team. Additionally, it may not last long at all. You fake a project on your profile, you get into a project, finally you got placed, excellent. And that is what is happening in the industry, team. People fake a profile, they put false experience on it, and then they get the resume published, they get interview calls. A few of them also make it to the offer letter, but then they start the work. What do you need to do next? Continue and grow. So they start the work, but within a week or so, they realize that it's been all bookish and so on. You should not fake experience or project work, especially project work, team. Additionally, you should also make sure that um, experience there you go. All right, so you should be very careful with it, team. What else? Don't, and I'll get specific into it, don't put projects that you are not comfortable with. So unless you've worked on a project, you should not try and put that on your profile, team. The reason is it will not last long and you will be very uncomfortable with it. What else, team? What else is it that you don't want to do? Yep. And it is, you don't want your resume to be fake and have a profile, put others projects and take their, okay, and speak for speak their experience. So primarily what I've seen, team, and this happens very often, is you get a sample profile from somewhere, they change the client, they change the names of the project, um, and then they take the same thing and put it on their profile and done. They have a good resume, they will try hard to do it. Okay, it is not a tough thing to do, team. It's an easy thing to do, but it is not the right thing to do. And I will always, through my career, and I will continue to stand by it, that I will not. But people come to me and say, Karthik, I understand you're saying that, but how do I get my first job? How do I get over this challenge? And that's what we'll discuss on. Also, do not try and do this proxy or take help from someone to attend your interview. And this is happening, team. I've been in the industry for a long time and I have dealt with thousands of professionals, recruitment, hiring, project movements, firing, across everything. And this is something that comes up very easily to us. As industry expert, it is easy for us when we sit in front of a profile and we talk or meet the person behind the profile. It is very easy, within the first 3-4 minutes we are gauging how much of what is presented is the truth and how much is not. Okay, now how can we then place projects without real experience? Yes, we need projects, we know why we need projects to be able to get to the next level. Yes, we also don't want to take the easy, wrong, and not so long lasting path. We want to be more genuine about who we are. How do we then place projects without real experience? This is a big question. I wouldn't say $1 million question, but at least $100,000 question, because most of us will dream to get into that category of employment, right, team? Now, let me hear from you all. What are your thoughts? How about freshers? Exactly. So freshers, how do we do it for freshers? Great question. This is something that I'll put out here. I'll say this is 3A. How about freshers? How do we do it? You're right out of college. What do most participants do, team? They come to the US as a undergrad, and they take their, not undergrad, but for the graduation. You take your masters, and then after 2 years, you're into the market, but you don't show your masters as your on your profile. The people all rather show 2 years as a database admin, or data mining engineer, or an SAP expert, or a test expert, and then showcase real experience rather than that masters. So you come to the country to do masters more as an entry. And I'm not trying to degrade anyone's thought process, team. I understand we try and work around circumstances, but what I can't understand is the ability and the fire deep inside for you to build that skill, so that when you go and present yourself to someone, you don't feel that you're taking someone for a ride, you're not cheating your own self. Okay, that is something I want you all to get away from. How can we place projects without real experience? This is the $100,000 question. I want to hear your thoughts, team. I know what I want to say, but I want to hear your thought. $100,000 question. All right, go ahead, please. All yours, waiting for your responses. I'm getting a few, but I'm hoping for more, and that's the reason I'm seeing. All right, let's see what I've got. I've got so many participants, team, in this session. I'm glad that this is one session which a lot of people have wanted. So I'm glad we're able to discuss about it. Let's see. How can we place projects? How about changing voluntary projects and blogs? Perfect. See, voluntary projects. And then we've got one of the participants talk about blogging and forum support. So for example, let's say Selenium. There is a Google forum for Selenium. There is also, for example, an ITLN forum for Selenium. You've got the public one. You could do your own blog, or you can support technical forums and say that you've supported this forum. You've got, so for example, as a write-up, you can say supported over a community of over, let's say, let me try and write something out here, of over 15,000 automation testing professionals in the field of automating using HP QTP, quick test professional / UFT, unified functional testing, and Selenium IDE web driver server Selenium grid through, along with Ruby on Rails, C#, Core Java, JUnit, and TestNG. Helped support project work across financial, banking, retail, and let's say, and automotive domains. And you can continue to write this a few times. Why am I writing this? Why do we need to write all of this as part of this technical forum? Yes, there's a technical forum we're supporting. Why are we mentioning all of this? Why am I? So there's a reason to look at everything. Why am I not just saying HP UFT? Why am I saying unified functional testing, quick test professional, Selenium repeating so many times? If you're not comfortable with all the languages, whatever language you genuinely have been supporting, and so on. So you should get this thought, team. Looks like supporting someone in a technical forum, whatever be the forum, makes sense. it looks like a one way to go and add the right keywords and make the profile search friendly. This is where you go back to the first point and look at it. Why are we trying to add projects on your resume or those experience? So that you can get the right keywords and it will make it search friendly. You will come up as part of the search results and your profile is worth looking. Blogging, very similar thing. Say that you have published over 25 blog articles with viewer base of over, let's say, 4,000 people, that 4,000 page post views on the areas of whatever. Let's say you talk about design and implementation of, let's say, um, automation frameworks for dynamic applications and project teams, something like that. And what we're trying to say, team, is you are an authority on it. You don't need to go and start being a great superstar to be blogging, team, to be start to write small things. All you need to do, team, is go to wordpress.com. Once you get to wordpress.com, you can create a website and it will automatically take you all the way through creating a free access. For example, site address, here I would say karthikkosireddy.wordpress.com. That's it. It'll create your site and continue. You choose a theme, what it should be, how it should be, and so on, and you're set in few steps. Take one article, look at some of my videos that I've done on YouTube and start putting them. So if I say youtube.com/qtpelearn, look at my channel and what we've got there. There is so much content for you there. Okay, so this is one thing that you need to do. You need to go look at all these videos. We've got over where are the videos? Out here. We've got over almost closer to 300 videos right now, team, on different topics. Just read them, learn from them, take your own words, write an article. Great thing to put on your profile. All right, makes sense. Now, what else, team? So we talked about technical support. We talked about forum support. We talked about this. How else? How about your training projects? What do I mean by training projects, and how do we do it? As you're all aware, team, as part of IT eLearn, what we have focused and done over the recent few years, like 6-7 years, is we've built a catalog of amazing video tutorials with a lot of depth in knowledge. Okay, none of these videos are superficial, none of these videos are having content that is irrelevant to you, and we constantly update them. The reason I continue to do this live webinars every time is because then I get an opportunity to take the latest versions and look at what is the gap and teach that there. Okay, that is the reason. Now, if you look at any of our online courses, for example, you go to QA training, basic QA training videos. Every topic that I've taught is project based training through itelearn.com. And this is one experience I'm giving you. Okay, we have only taken projects as a mode of teaching. So it has not been a topic based education, it's a project based. So if you look at, for example, software testing fundamentals out here, or QA live training of Feb 2015, we have taken an application and we put it. I believe what we have done as part of the live training here was an application called howley.in. And now what has happened is, if we were actually working for that project in a company which is been retained by howley.in to test it, then how would you put that information? And that is what you should put it as a project experience. Okay, now this experience you will clearly mention saying that part of the advanced training projects that you've attended, and say that not automation, performed end to end web-based manual testing for http://howley.in. And so you start to write about it. What do you need to do, team? And you continue to write all the information about it. What do you need to do? Look at the project videos. Take summary and notes. Find out all tools, techniques, and how it has been presented. Summarize them into a project work as part of the training team. Okay, I am not saying that you take this project work. I'm going to reduce the size a little bit more. I'm not saying that you take this project work and say that, hey, I've done this project. I've actually worked for Howley.in. They hired me. They paid me for it. No, don't say that. Just get it into your profile as a training project. Why should we do that? Let's go back always to that fundamental question so that you get the right keywords, you get it to be search friendly. That is where you get to the next stage. When you get the interview call and they say, hey, I see this experience, but have you really worked for this project, or is it something that you've just been trained on? You say, I have trained on this project. However, as this project was being showcased to us, we repeated and we performed the same operations at our end as a practice. I believe this has led to a complete knowledge in these areas, and I was glad to put it as part of my training projects. Now you understand, team? There is a clarity in my thought, in my vision. I am not randomly saying that I worked on it, they paid me, or this is the location. Nope, you're not. You're being very genuine about it. You're saying yes, but you're also emphasizing that this has been a platform for me. And remember, you can take this from not only here. You can talk about a HPQTP/UFT project. You can talk about a Selenium. You can talk about something core Java if you want. You can continue to talk about every area, and this way it is very easy to put at least 4 to 6 training projects on your profile. And remember, team, you will look at the project videos, take summary and notes, rather practice over the project, take summary and notes, come on, and then publish that specific project work. Clear, everyone? What you need to do is take any of this. So we're talking about QA/QC project 1. So there are 4 videos, 4.5 hours, and it talks about how you go about using Quality Center along with your manual testing and implement it for this. This is one example, but this way we've got so many courses, team. If you go to web services, if you go into Python, if you go into proactive testing, all of these are project-based trainings. Selenium, for example, the recent one I did 32 sessions in the recent live webinar, and I've taken about 7 projects, team. Okay, there were 7 projects in this. Selenium Fast Track 5 Jan 12th batch that just ended last week had 7 projects. So when I say chapter, these are all projects. Do you see this? Selenium project 2, project 3, project 4, project 5, then 6, 7, and I think last 8. So there are about 7 projects that I did. Each of them was done on a different application or in a different way. Repeat the same thing, team. Look at those project videos, practice at your end, take summary and notes, get it into concise one. Exactly like a real-time project, you present it there. That will answer your first thing. How about freshers? Same exact thing. You use the training projects, like I said. And the other thing that I want to emphasize is the live project work that you could do. At IT Learn team, not only have we emphasized on building a course catalog of tutorials, videos, and so on, we have also very elaborately gone and constructed live project work. Also, this is Salim training videos. So, for example, if I look at QTP UFT online live project, what we did here is we stopped teaching after the live trainings or video based training, and we said, guys, you've learned it. Now, here you go. We're going to put you into a group of so and so and make you work towards it. And every time we put teams together and say that work on it and so on, you will see the amount of expertise that they build through it and how they go about executing it. Your execution, you will sit with the team and you will go about doing it, and it will give you an amazing amount of control. We recently started a Selenium live project. If you take this link, I'm going to put it up here, team, for you all in this document that I'll share later, and you can easily be able to get the information out of this and see how you could put it. Live project work is going to be very amazing because you will talk exactly about the challenges, you will talk about how you go about doing it, what you do, and so on. So please make sure that you focus on this live project work and get that on your profile. For what? To make sure that you have the right keywords, right content on your profile, and get the interview calls. Now, if I may go to my drive for a second, and Selenium Live Project M26. Give me 1 second. Sheet. I'm going to hide just the contact details of the participants and show you this. Hide columns PC. All right, there you go. So here is the live project on Selenium that started yesterday, team. And you will see the number of people on this. There are over 70 participants on it, and each of them have been divided into groups. Each of them are now teams that are working on a real project that needs real testing, and they're doing everything exactly like the way it's supposed to be done. For you to know exactly how what we're doing there, you have to go through this link. I will put it into this document and you can use it. Okay, this will talk about what you need from a live project team. So you've got training projects, about 3 or 4, you've got 1 or 2 live projects, and now you showcase your skill. So what we are trying to emphasize, Tim, is build the skill, showcase the skill, and it can not be just limited to real time projects. It could be the training project work, it could be the actual real time project, voluntary project, let's say, where you didn't get paid but you try to work as a freelancer, as a consultant, and support it. You can also talk about your blog articles, you can talk about your tech forum support, and so on, team. Combine them, you will get a big profile created. Is it clear, everyone? Let me see if there are any more suggestions that we could take. So I can show IT Learn on my blog post. Absolutely, you can show IT Learn on your blog post, and you can talk about saying that I have learned this project. This is where I've seen the videos, and this is the project experience, and so on. Or you can talk about saying that in this specific video, we spoke about how you could go about uh, building a complex hybrid framework from ground up, just the basic thoughts. Or you can talk about how you go about doing some mobile app testing, or how you have learned a few basics of .NET technology, and so on. So you could absolutely go and mention. The only time where you are not supposed to go and mention, use someone else's properties, when you don't give credits to them or you don't mention them, team. But otherwise, you're more than welcome. It's a free world out there. It's a free content. You just have to give the credits to it and go for it. All right. It's a very, very good thing to do, team. What I'm hearing today, in fact, is a learning for me as well. What else can be done? And that's great because these sessions do that for us. All right, internship projects can be shown as experience. Perfect. But who's going to give you an internship, Cecilia? Trust me, I'm not saying that you may not get, but the fact that it may not be easy for everyone. What I'm showing here can be done by everyone for sure, guaranteed. Each of you who are attending this or seeing this video can do what I'm showing. internship is still a selection. If I have a critical project with 10 people and someone says that, Karthik, you know what, I have some good candidates, trained candidates, about two or three of them, why don't you put them as part of your project and don't pay them anything, don't even give them allowances or communication or travel charges, nothing, they will come and work for you for free. What is my reaction? Will I take them or will I not take them? Will I take them or not take them? Yes or no? Guys, quick, be interactive. Don't sleep around. This is a very important session for you. This is your session. Take benefit from it. Take them? Nope. Yes, take them. No, I will. You will. I will not. I will not take them. Why? I'm already working on a critical project. Now I have to take care and manage two more people who may not be productive. I don't even know if they will do some work or not. And rather, they may be on the job learning. And I'm spending my time, my team's time to now train new people. It may be that after 6 months they will become effective. So, what I'm saying is, if I'm working on a relevant project which is very critical and has deliverables, I cannot go about goofing around trying to train a few more people. If I'm on a relaxed, more support based project, so yes, there's a potential, and or rather I would want to still intervene. So internship work is not wrong, it is still not a free thing. It's not like, oh, I'll be working as an intern that anyone will across the world will come and hire you. It'll still go through the same process of recruitment. Okay, so they want to see your skill, they want to make sure that you have the right person to be an intern. You will not get paid, but still the same. What I am showing you apart from internship work, team, is all that you can do without having to go through that. All right, do I make sense, everyone? These things you could do it in your own comfort of your home and get the experience that you require. Shall we get interview call when they say training projects as require actual experience for some years? Yes, you will get the call. Probably if 10 people look at your profile and let's say that you had real experience, all of this what you showed was real experience, you may get 3 calls. You may get 3 calls. Now you may get 1 or 2 calls. They would be inquisitive that, hey, what is this live project work that you did? What is this live training? This person seems to be having the skill, but I'm a little confused. They will pick up the phone and have a conversation. Tell them, yes, I have been doing it for the last 3 years. The reason I could not go and start working is I didn't have a valid visa or I was preparing myself and so on. That is how you present it, team. All right. So let's quickly go through the remaining ones and then we will talk about some of your very specific questions. Is it the right thing to do? Now, do you know if it's the right thing to do? Yes or no? Is this the right thing to do? What I have shown here, is there anything that is not right? When you are showing your training projects, you're mentioning it as training projects. I have the skill. Why should I not put it on my profile? I have actually done the project. Yes, I did it from home. Yes, I didn't get paid. Yes, it was just a training and a practice, but I did it. I learned descriptive programming. I did Selenium WebDriver. I will put it on my profile, but I will mention it as a training project. There is nothing wrong in it. All right, the same with live project, the same with tech support or blog support and so on. So please know what is the right thing, what is the wrong thing, and what you are doing. Is it the right thing? Absolutely, absolutely the right thing. You should never shy away from doing this way. When we show fake experience, when we don't show the credibility, then it is wrong. When you've done it, and team, please don't just watch the videos and then put it up there. It will come up as a very, very quick response once you get to the interview stage. You have to practice on it, you have to work on it, really learn about it, and then do it. All right, everyone. Now, what next do I have? Who is your competition? And this is some important things, team, that you need to learn. Who is your competition? And thinking from the recruiter's perspective. So, right now, who are your competitions, team? Freshers, little experienced, trained candidates, right? Professionals with lot of experience, Migrators when I say is non-IT or first time work into IT. They've worked somewhere else or they've not worked on anything, but they're not from an IT background. They still want to get into IT. They're the ones I'm just terming as migrators right now. Not a bad term. I'm just saying, yes, it is actually a very, very good term because you are the ones who are challenging yourself, saying that yes, I can work in IT industry. And just as a side note, team, if you any of you want some additional thoughts and information about these things, if you go under events and look at a lot of these things that I've done over the period of a few years, you should watch them. How to crack your interview, how to crank up your resume, get some content, how to learn QTP or Selenium, 5 ways to be a master tester, how to be a QA engineer, how to migrate from non-IT to software testing, why will Selenium transform your QA career, power of QTP or UFT on your resume. So all of this, or how to get a QA job in 30 days. These are some very, very good events and free sessions, team. All of these are free. Okay. What you see under here are all free. Even in fact, this session that we're doing will go under the same category. Watch them, please. Take notes, take some inspiration from them, learn what you can do. Okay, so this is where you need to focus. You have to get very serious about your career. If this is where, if you're here in this session, then you should all watch most of what I've shown there. So you have competition from everywhere. That's the bad news. Why is everyone competing with you? Very simple. Lot of jobs, but many, many, many more applications or people who are applying for it. So a person with 5 years experience or 10 years experience is also trying to apply for the same job that the others are. Why? Because they have geo preference, they have a pay rate preference, they have a domain preference, or even a company preference, and it can continue to be there. So, for example, I would probably rather work for $10 less next to my home rather than having to commute for 2.5 hours each day for a job which is taking a better part of my life onto the traffic, right? I would prefer to. I would prefer to stay closer to the family. Or certain ways, there are more preferences. So I'm ready to compromise. So the jobs that are there, everyone is trying to apply for every job almost, and you've got competition from everywhere. This is for you to be aware, not for you to be scared. There's a lot of difference, team. Once you're aware, then you take action accordingly and you try and behave or change your mode of working into it. All right, team. So please remember that. So now you think from the recruiter's perspective, what will happen? The first thing they have to do is real from junk. What is real from junk, team? Can someone tell me? Who has got real time experience, who has got junk experience? This is not just experience, team. I'll tell you so much about this. I can talk for hours and hours. Experience or skill. What do I mean? I get project. Okay, very, very genuine profile I get. 7 years, amazing QA job, one company, beautiful project, comfortable, green card or citizen in the US, beautiful pay. They're very well regarded at work, amazing communication skill. I talk to them and they have done nothing more than one thing day in, day out for the last 7 years. They have no skill apart from what they have done in the small area of project work. So, for example, they'll say that they're automation engineers. All they did in this 7 years is taken one script or 10 scripts and ran them. They just said run and run and run. Once in 3 months, they went and changed one or two fields here and there. Now, what is their strength on automation? Very, very minimal. That is the first thing that the recruiters will try and do. They will try and take away the real from junk. The profile can talk 1,000 different words, But once you have a conversation, the comfort level on the actual technical ability will come up very strong, team. Team, I'm sorry, I'm getting extended by another 10 minutes. I hope it's all okay for you. I wished I started earlier, but I just want to make sure that everyone joins. Typically, because when I start, I don't have an introduction about IT, learn or who I am, and so on. I get straight into the topic, so I didn't want anyone to miss it. So, from a recruiter standpoint, that is their criteria. Even if someone has got genuine experience, they may not have the right skill. Some people have the right skill, they don't have experience, and that is better to have, is what I believe. I personally come from the school of thought that I would rather hire someone who's got the real skill than the experience. Okay. And then build their experience, give them the opportunity that they're looking for. That is what I would do. What else is it that they want to do? Make sure that their word goes to the next level. In the sense, if I am a recruiter, I have shortlisted 3 profiles and presented to the end client. What do I want to hear from the end client? Think about all these things, team. I want to hear, Karthik, amazing job. You're an amazing recruiter. You're the best I found. So easy to work. You got the perfect fit for us. Now we are confused who to hire. And that is your dream come true as a recruiter, correct? That is the feedback that you'll be so glad. That is what the recruiters are trying for. Now it is their you know, it's their duty to make sure that they don't provide junk, they respect their clients' time and provide the right people. So they have a big confusion to make sure that only the best go forward. Okay, so you need to be, come on, you need to be found, you need to be screened, shortlisted, and presented. And how do you do that? Lot of those videos, team, I've already covered here. This is a very specific topic on how to get your project experience onto your profile even without one. But how to get a job in 30 days, or how to make a very powerful resume, or how to go into an interview and really crack it. These tips will really help you, team. You should watch them here. Okay. So you have to think from the recruiter's perspective that that's their duty. And they have too many applications. They get so many applications that at the end of the day, they have a very tiring job, team. Okay. You have to help them help you. Get a profile which is clear, neat, has got everything into it, rightly aligned, and go about making sure that it's smooth. I'm not sure how many of you are aware, team. I in fact have a course on complete placements. So if you're someone who's looking for job placement, I have got a 7-stage course that is available that walks you through how you need to get started. The first one is definitely a free video. How you need to get your profile created, how you need to make sure that you go about taking your first interview calls, second interview calls, how do you attend an in person, what do you do at a closure calls before you get to your job, and about mock interviews, team. This is what is has been created and presented in the 7 phased approach. You should get an opportunity, you should go through them, at least the free video. Now what do you need to do, team? You need to create your personalized action plan. What is a personalized action plan and how do you go about doing it? Very simple. You are so and so. Let's say you have access to certain videos of mine. If you go to YouTube, there are at least, you'll find 40-50 different projects, at least the first 2 videos there for each of these projects. You can take them and put that at least. If you already have access to the course catalog or library of videos, or your member premium member in one of these things, you should take that advantage. But what is very important is for you to know how many projects do you really need on your resume. That's a poll. I've put their team. Please take 30 seconds to put your votes in, and then I will be able to guide you through the next steps. Please, everyone, wake up for a minute, get there, do your poll, create your own action plan through it. How many projects you need to get to the next level? I think there's no rocket science in it. There's a very straightforward thing about it. And once you know that you only need certain number of projects, all you need to do is go about collecting it. So team, I've got about 70% votes in, which is good. Towards the end of the session, that's a good number. Please, another 10 seconds and then I'll close this poll. All right, I've got 80% votes. I'm closing the poll, team. Thank you, everyone. There you go. So here are the results. Can everyone see the results? There. I'm going to also take a screenshot quickly of this and put it up. Now, what I'm trying to emphasize through this is that one or two will really not help. It should be three or more, and that is where the prime is. You don't need 10, you don't need 15, you need three or more. See, if you see, three is got the 46%. I didn't say three or more. Then it could have been four, five, and so on. Even three projects are sufficient, but with the right skills, the right stuff into it, and you will rock from there on. Clear? Make sure that you are focused on that. You need those three projects, okay, three or four projects, I would say rather. Okay, what are those projects? Oops, you need what else do you want to say? Okay, specific skills. You can't put everything on your profile saying that I'm an automation test engineer, I'll do load running, I know code Java, I'm also good in Python. Don't do all that. Just pick specific skills, three or four technical skills, abilities that you need to take. For example, you're good at Jira, you're good at manual testing. Let's say you're good at also automation using Selenium. That's it. All right, in these three areas, find those projects and go about doing it. All right, what you do then? Do a peer review, team, of your draft resume. Find someone that you can share with and have them swap the resume, sit down and talk to each other, and try and then review and come up with a good final resume that you need. Then you do your own mock interviews with the friends, okay, with your peer. For the participants who are attending the live projects, very easy, because all you need to do is make sure that you talk to each other in your teams and say, hey, I'm preparing my profile, why don't you please review it and give me feedback? And they will be glad to do it in return of the same thing that you could do for them. In the same way, you could also tell them that, hey, I've done my profile, I've now taken all the inputs and cleaned it up, can you now please do a mock interview? Take my profile, act as a recruiter and teach. You need some buddies out here, team, to be able to go and do it. And for all the people who are there in the live project, it's easy for you to find those people in your groups and start working, or just go to the community, see if you can reach out to a few of the friends and get it. That's it, team. Get it there, publish and go about it. That's it, team. That's the action plan. That's all that I wanted to say today. And you have so much more of free content available as and when you're stuck. Okay, you can go through the events that I talked about, live projects, online courses that we have, and you can also look at our forum. Our technical support forum has thousands of members, team, and it's pretty active. We have a technical panel who looks into this and continuously gives us the responses on each of the topic: manual testing, QTP, Selenium, security, mobile app, Selenium, live training, everything. And there are hundreds of posts, team. If you look at the summary, we have about 6,400 members right now. We have about 1,700 topics and about 4,700 posts, and there are many of them who are constantly working on this. So please make sure that you also participate in these forums and take this, mention this, that you've been part of this forum, you're an active participant, you're not just someone who's seeing what others are doing. You're posting questions, you're also posting answers and helping others. Team, end of the day, I'll tell you one thing: when you help others, that is when you really get what you're helping others with. If you're learning something, try and teach the same thing to someone who deserves it, who needs it, and look at how much you will learn. Okay, if you're supporting, if so you want support to come from someone, try and answer some of the questions that you're already aware, try and participate with it and look at what you could get. This is how you build confidence, team. None of this what I said is put it just like that. I'm not saying just go and create a blog. I'm saying genuinely in your own honest simple, it doesn't have to be beautiful poetic English. Very simple flowing English, the way I speak. I don't use any fancy words. I don't use any out of the word poetic words. It's a very casual, simple English that I have. In that simple words, just write what you feel as part of the blogs. All right. Publish the blog on a specific topic. Slowly build the community. Even if you have 20 readers, no problem. All right. Or write a blog, and we will be glad to put all these blogs as part of our collection of blogs that we could associate with. And we'll be glad to do that and get that there. Voluntary projects, technical. This is what you need to do, team. All right. I have completed my session. I will be glad to take questions from you. Oops, I'm so sorry, team. I believe I have the screen locked up for a while because of the poll, right? Okay, let's see what I missed. So I was talking about out here, thinking from recruiters. Okay, for the your personalized action plan. So I said 3 or 4 projects, specific skills, peer review with the team, a good final resume, mock interviews with your peer, publish and go about it. And then I spoke about this technical forum. It is out here. Once you click on the technical forum, you will see all the information about it, the different posts, sorry, the different groups within the discussion community. We've got thousands of topics. We've got thousands of members out here, and you could be part of that community and participate actively with it. And as I said, you also have this free events. Take advantage of it, especially how to get your resume up, how to apply, how to go about cracking your interview. All of these things are their team. Use this free content. None of what I'm showing is really 80% of it is free. There are a few of them which is very specialized in the area, but you could help yourself without really making any payments. Get that profile, get that career started. There's a long way to go from there. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for attending. I am now open for questions. I'll be glad to do it. One final. Would you be okay to put? No, this is not necessarily a poll. The poll question that I want to put was: would it be okay to put fake experience on your profile now, or now you believe that it is not needed? That's something you need to look at, team. All right, so team, questions. If you have put any question earlier to this, I have not seen it because there are thousands, hundreds of them as chat messages. If you have question, please put it again. I'll take it up and I'll start answering. What is the difference between live project and project? So live project is okay. Poonam, you have to go through this orientation session videos. I've shown that link. You have to go through those. Go to the live projects and look at the orientation. For example, go to QTP and see how I've explained what it is, how it is. Now, the primary difference is very simple. Project work is training. I have done training by taking a project and explaining. My training has never been a theory based or a concept based. I didn't say, okay, what is descriptive programming and start teaching it. No, I started saying, here is a project, here's an application, here is a need. Now what do we do? Here comes the solution, that is descriptive programming. And then I say, now you understand what is descriptive programming? Yes. So we start with the project, a need, and then we go about learning as part of it. You take that and put up as your experience. Where we come to live project, it is, here is an application. Guys, go, test it, do it, develop it, and come up with the solution for it. And that is a live project. What is the advice if you put both QTP and Selenium projects as I've learned both, or should I put only one of them as required? Yes, if you have learned both, put both. Why are we shying away? Why do we undersell ourselves, guys? Don't oversell. But if you are, let's say, at an 80% mark, at least go to 81, 82, 85. Don't go to 95 or 100. A little bit, because you want to be proud. You want to give that hope to yourself that you want to be that 85% tomorrow, right? So you should always be a little over in selling yourself, little over, never under, team. When you're selling your own skill, you should be that way. What is the difference? Okay, I missed a few topics of your session today. You will get a video of it, so you should be good, mystery. I bought the QTP and Selenium pack, but after 1 week today I'm not able to view. See, guys, why do you come and ask me technical questions or access questions? Is this the session for it? There is a complete team. There are support members on live chat. There's everything there. Go there. Show some amount of communication team, this is not the right thing to do. When I say this, why? Because these are the small things that build a character, a personality on how you need to work and communicate. You cannot be like this when you get to work team. The professionalism that we need to show, the focus and attention on what we need to do when is very important. You will get help, but this is not the forum. Please take it to the right team. Okay. What is the advice? Okay, that I've answered. What about certified testers like HP, certified with no experience? Very good. So you can also put certification, but certification is never gonna sell by itself. If you say that you've got certification and you've got nothing else on your profile, then it's a bad thing. Okay, if you've not got certification but you've got what is showed on the profile, then it's still acceptable. It is still something that we can go with. The reason I didn't put certification deliberately in this presentation is, if I say certification, you may drop all of this aside for the next 2-3 months, just focus on getting certified and then realize that you still need this. This is your base, what I've shown here today. You will need to build over this. I would like to take live project training in QA. So Kranti, again, same thing. It is not related with what you're doing. Please approach the sales team or the ones in chat. They'll help you. In Bay Area, will the training projects resume gets noticed or ignored? Jasmine, they'll get noticed everywhere. They cannot get ignored. I will challenge you that. They will get noticed. They will get opened. However, you may not get the same number of calls as you will get for real project experience. But this is your second best bet. I wish to go and buy a Ferrari today, but I can't afford it. I cannot do it. But then, will I stop driving a car? Will I only take a cab or a bus or a train? No, I will go for the next best thing, which probably I can afford. And that is what we all need to do, team. Be able to adjust, compromise, and get a start. But someday we'll get there. That's how we should be living our dreams, team. Kranti, again, please, there's no sales that I'm doing here, so please take it offline with the team. What skills a manual tester should put in the resume? The skills that you have, the skills that you've learned is what you should put. If you're asking me what you should put, then you're faking it, right? And you don't want to be doing it. What skills you have, you put. You don't have the skills, go learn it. As you're learning it, put those skills. Do I make sense? This is the topic that I'm trying to emphasize over and over again. Don't ask me what I need to put on the resume. Should I put this or that? What you have is what you put. You don't have it, go get it. That's my clear message to you. Most of the QA jobs ask for 3 to 5 years of experience. I guess years of experience is a priority. I would rather say most of the project need at least 4 or 5 project work experience, at least. Okay, years of experience is right. You don't have it, don't show it, but at least show the project experience that you have. That is your best bet right now. All right. Can I include my experience in development in my resume for a QA analyst? Absolutely, yes. Absolutely. Just an IT project to put it into my resume. How much IT learn charge for live project? Okay, same thing. What about certified testers? I've answered that. Do the companies give a return test or testers to take to get the job? Do the companies give a return test or testers to take to get the job? Maybe, Lenora, there are companies which will ask you to write a test, a screening test, a basic 20 question paper, something like that, before they try and put you to the next level. And that could very well happen. Do we need to get approved of our resume by your IT learn before we market? Mohammed, no, because see, if you say that you've done work with IT learn and you can contact IT learn for so and so, then yes, you need to take the approval from us. Rather, you need to be part of the project. We need to see you completing it effectively, and then you will get that experience letter from us. If you have not done that, then you will not be able to put it because we can't vouch for it when they come back and ask for us. What you need to do is make sure that you go through it and mention it exactly. Is it just training projects or is it a live project that you attended as a voluntary basis and so on? Thank you for this information I've gained. Renewed enthusiasm and hunger for learning. Thank you so much, Sharon. The reason I've read that comment is because that is something that I want everyone. The enthusiasm and the fact that you've learned it, don't just let it sit in your brain. Put it on your profile in a nice manner. So there's no point in getting certification. There is no point in wasting your time on something else right now. Finish this action plan that I've shown about for the next 1 week, 10 days, do that. Then you go in the certification if you want to. Make sense? Just put your priorities in the right order, please. My question was wrong, Karthik. It was an answer to your question, actually. Sorry, no problem. Thanks, Grant. If I'm feeling good about it, that's where I need to go. Yep, you're right. What do you suggest to take online class? Gayatri, once again, same thing. Please take it offline. And I think most of the relevant questions have been answered. All I'm trying to do as part of this session is, team, get you thinking, get you inspired that you don't need to do something wrong to get to the right stuff. Okay. You can still get to your right job, your dream job, your first start without having to fake or do something that is not ethical. And how do you do it? This is one approach that I'm suggesting. Continue to listen to more industry leaders, get inspired, look at how they are proposing it. Because I am representing the recruiter's end as well. And I'm telling you, as a recruiter, I would rather have someone with the right skill rather than someone with experience and no skill. So please help us help you learn the right things, put those right things on your profile, make a strong resume, start working on it. And all the information and guidance that you need, team, including this video, will be available on the website. All you need to do is go to events, and under that you should see it. So we already have the NEET project experience. This is the session, and you can go there and start looking at this. This video should be published out here. All right, everyone, fair enough. And please continue to have questions. Do connect with us on Facebook. It is easy to answer there all the questions that you have, and we'll be glad to continue to assist you on that. I wish all of you the very best, a great career ahead. Make sure that you are well aligned with your hard work, with your goals and everything, and make sure that you do the best out of where you are today. Okay, wish you all the best. Thank you everyone for attending. Thank you so much for spending your precious hour plus with me. Take care.